Hey, take care, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, almost live, it's OCCW's Royal Ramble. Look, it's Joey the Bull.
Yes.
And here's our host, a man who needs no introduction, so what the hell am I doing? Jonathan Malice.
You're holding the couch down. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Orange County Championship Wrestling flagship show on its flagship station. I am your host, Jonathan Malice. To my right, the golden throat of indie wrestling. Well, you know, the things you say.
The golden throat.
Well, that's what I've heard. From your voice when you're doing the ring announcing. Ladies and gentlemen, you may know him as a Mexican dude who won't practice social distancing, but I know him as Joey the Bull, and we all love him. How you doing, Joey the Bull?
Great, man, great. I mean, I noticed all my theos haven't been taking care of the grass and the hedges out there. What the hell's going on out there?
Well, you know what? They wanted to come to work, but no one was paying, so they weren't going to show up to work if no one's going to be paying. You know what I mean? Yeah. Well, they'll still show up to work, but only for so long if they're not getting paid.
And to all my fans, hey, folks, sorry I've been gone for a while. I'm back. I'm slowly coming back because this whole COVID thing. But I'm glad you brought me back here, John. I appreciate it. You know, no love lost.
It's good to have you here. Conspicuous was your absence, and we all had different reasons for staying away. For some of us, it was just a matter of making sure, we had older people or younger people at home. It wasn't just about us. For others, it was a matter of just, I don't want to go out because I don't know if, they're going to start looting and burning across the street and I'm going to get stuck there. And as you can see in this neighborhood, ladies and gentlemen, this is beautiful downtown Stanton. If you'll notice, Stanton is slowly becoming known, I should say rapidly becoming known as Orange County's home to the homeless. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Our beloved city council has saw fit to chase the elote man out of the neighborhoods, to ban the ice cream man, and make it as accessible for homeless people and their drug dealers as possible. Any of you who've been watching, you know that Catella and Western, and now it's coming past Beach, and you have your Trumpvilles of nothing but tents and homeless people all the way down. It's just absolutely terrible.
Yeah, isn't that B.A. Marcus Frey and Asriel still in the TV? Wait, what's going on over there?
They're installing that TV.
They're
installing the TV. It's okay. They'll be all right.
I see you.
Hey, who's that pushing that shopping cart? Is that John Allen pushing the shopping cart?
Looks like John Allen.
That's right.
Where you been, bro? How you been doing in movie life?
Yeah, exactly. I know there's been a lot of talk on the indie scene, and certainly we're going to get to it. Hi, Charlotte Infante. We're going to get to, was clearly the topic of the week. What is it called? The Speaking Out. We're going to get to that, but first we're going to cover a few wrestling related things. Let's start with our intrepid international wrestling correspondent. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Mr. Jack Bruce Davidson, who is still sheltering in place, but getting the word out.
Yeah. Looks pretty spiffy.
He looks like Che Guevara.
It's me, it's JP.
Looks like he's a DJ.
Can you turn it up for us? We're going to...
Wrestling news. Now,
he's spinning the platters that matter.
I just want to say a big thank you to Robert, in charge of the Free Admissions channel, Jonathan Malice, and... thank you for letting me be a part of the show. Huge shout out to Thunder and Lightning. Looking forward to being back out on there with you guys real soon. But without further ado, let's get right into the news. Our first story is something that has taken the wrestling world by storm in the last few days. This whole week, as a matter of fact, the Speaking Out movement, and it involves multiple wrestlers such as Jordan Devlin, Joey Ryan, Jack Gallagher, and Tyler Bate, and more wrestlers, as a matter of fact. Basically, many wrestlers have either been terminated or they have been suspended because they are under investigation for sexual abuse and assault claims made against them. And it is all a part of the movement. And the companies that have taken part are... the major companies are WWE, Impact, and AEW, respectively. It is a very dim thing we have to go over. It shows that you may be talented in the ring, but that your personal demons, they're always going to follow you. Jordan Devlin did release a tweet that basically stated that he was under investigation due to false claims made by his ex-girlfriend in an attempt to diminish his character. But all we could do at this point is follow the investigations and see what the conclusions are. Jack Gallagher has been released from WWE, and Joey Ryan has been released from Impact Wrestling. So, that being said, let's go on to the next story. So, Monday night on Raw, Charlotte Flair sustained an injury, during a brawl against Nia Jax. It seems that the way the WWE is approaching it, it is a work, but Nia Jax is still falling under fire because wrestling fans are very fickle with her, and their patience is worn thin due to her injuring female talent. Pardon me, had to stumble. Wrestling fans are very sick of her stuff. Some fans are calling for her to be fired. Some fans are calling for her to be retrained. But it seems that this is all work and possibly to write her off of TV. But we're going to see what that leads to in the coming weeks. And for our next story, The Undertaker has seemingly announced his retirement from the WWE. The WWE seemed to confirm it in a tweet where they basically said, "Thank you, Taker," in light of the final episode of his Last Ride series. Spoiler alert, The Undertaker stated that he doesn't really feel the need to wrestle another match because his Boneyard match against AJ Styles at WrestleMania, to him, seemed like the perfect way to go out at this point in his career. He didn't feel the need to try to force any more matches to try to one-up his previous performance. And it's interesting because we knew that The Undertaker was going to retire, but it still hits a little hard because to some of us, we've been watching him for years, and Undertaker, coming from, I believe I speak on behalf of all wrestling fans, thank you for everything that you've done for the business, and we raise a glass to you and hope that your next chapter is a smooth one. For our next story, Kevin Owens has stepped away from WWE TV due to concerns about COVID-19. Basically, the WWE officials reportedly have given him the green light to go back home and stay with his family in order to help prevent the disease being spread to them. I know that Kevin Owens is very careful about it. His friend Sami Zayn, as a matter of fact, decided he wasn't going to compete for the title and going to compete, so he got stripped of the Intercontinental Championship, mind you. And Kevin Owens has taken a similar route, and he wants to make sure that his family is safe, and I think that is a very bold move and a very grown-up move of Kevin Owens. Wrestling is going to be there at the end of this. We look forward to seeing you again, Kevin, but, family comes first. And for our final story, Chikara Wrestling is believed to be shutting down doors for good due to the sexual allegations made against Mike Quackenbush and of other officials in the company. Basically, lots of talent has resigned from the company based on these allegations, and it seems that the company lost too much talent, and that they're going to be closing doors. This is due to the speaking out movement, and that is it for all of our news today. Huge thank you again to Free Admissions for letting me be a part of the channel. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Jonathan Malice, for letting me be a part of the show. Thunder and Lightning, take care. Always, you guys are cool. I'm JBD. I'm all you need.
Now, hey.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just looking out.
You know what? Stop trying to get John Allen to clean your windshield. Okay, look. Did anyone else notice that JBD had his mattress up against the wall? Is he? I mean, is there burning and looting going on there at his place?
There must be something freaky.
The cops are at the door.
Yeah, cops are at the door. He's in 10 Cloverfield Lane. He's downstairs.
It's called acoustics.
Maybe that's what it was.
He's trying to be loud because maybe mom's trying to sleep.
Regardless, I want to give a thank you out to Jack Bruce Davidson, who has been stalwart in his continued reporting. When a lot of people just stayed away because of the COVID, they decided not to contribute anything, and they stayed away. And that is something I did want to bring up. Gentlemen, The Undertaker retired this weekend. Tell me, okay, you know that old saying, where were you when? Tell me a little bit about this retirement, as I was busy. I was in the middle of something, and I didn't get a chance to see it. So what can you tell me?
I honestly just heard about it through the online sources. It's funny, I watched Raw on Monday. They did not even mention it that I saw, which is weird to me because I figured they would have at least mentioned it if they were endorsing it and confirming it.
So how did he announce his retirement? What, did he go on social media and announce it? Tell me, you guys.
As far as I know, that's what happened. I guess there's been a show on the WWE Network, The Undertaker Last Ride. It's been like a multi-part series, kind of like what ESPN did. I think it was Michael Jordan?
Yeah, and basically that was his like saying goodbye to everybody, pretty much. That was his retirement message.
I guess in the final episode must have been said about it, where he says he doesn't feel he needs to wrestle another match. He feels that what he did, like JBD said, like he feels that he's done everything he wants to do.
Well, yeah, I understand the reasons behind him retiring. He's 60 years old, yes?
Something like that, yeah.
Okay, 60 years old. He's been wrestling for almost 30 years?
Yeah, and I do agree to that because, I mean, I figure it was always Undertaker saying, I'm done this year, I'm done this year. And honestly, no disrespect to Undertaker. Believe me, he's still doing his thing. But I always, to me as a fan, it's like, you're back again? Like, really? I thought you were just done. Like, how many times are you going to retire? You're sounding like the Rolling Stones.
Well,
you
know what? And here's the smart thing. And you bring up the Rolling Stones, and here's an interesting point. They used to say retirement, and then they stopped saying that, and they would they're smart businessmen in that, like look at whereas the Beatles were not as smart. That's a lot of money that went unearned. Mm-hmm. I'm sure the Rolling Stones had their issues with each other, but they said, hey, you know what? We can make millions every year
because they're still
if we stay together, because we don't even have to speak to each other. We just do this, and they're right. Yeah. They have more money, than they know what to do with, and frankly, Undertaker might be thinking the same thing. He might be thinking, you know what, I'm going to come back, or maybe he's done.
The thing is about the Undertaker is that even if he's not wrestling, they can always rely on him to come back, and he will always draw because people will want to hear him talk and whatnot. Even if he's just coming to talk, if he's just coming to give some sort of a warning, or even if he's there to help another talent out, I think that they can always count on him to be there for the company.
So, according to Woods, he's 55 years old. Well, that's not that old.
That's
not that old. So he's a young guy. So so we have. Okay, do you think he should quit and do another match? I'm sorry. Do you think he should do another match and then quit? Do you think it's okay with him just walking away?
I think, honestly, he just pushes this off now, but he's going to make probably one more last ride like he always claims, but he's probably going to do it at a bigger stage, a bigger event where a lot of fans are going to be there so they can say, thank you, Undertaker. Because I don't think he wanted to go out with no audience. I think he wants that big fan base to see him retire. And I think he's going to come back one more time when things are start opening up again, like arenas and all that stuff, and I think that's when he's finally going to retire.
So there was no WrestleMania this year, is that right?
No, there was a WrestleMania.
But no fans.
Okay, so there was no real WrestleMania.
It was not a real WrestleMania. But the match that he had at WrestleMania, it was a pre-taped match with him against AJ Styles in a Boneyard match. Right. And it actually was absolutely phenomenal.
Well, no, this subject came up last week, and it bears repeating or revisiting anyway. That with the greatest match ever, is that what it was called? The history's greatest. What was the match between?
Yeah, the greatest wrestling match ever.
Okay, now they were able to reshoot it and do retakes and everything and put it together as such. Now, with that in mind, with the climate being what it is, they're able to put, you could conceivably put a wrestling show together that is done on a soundstage and then edit it in the editing room, right? You can do that now, especially with there not being any fans in the crowd. So what have you got to lose? Now, okay, the dream matchup that everyone, well, not everyone, but so many people wanted to see for so many years is what? The Undertaker versus Sting, right? Now, with things being as they may, do you think maybe that's something that they could put together? Is that something you'd like to take to Vince McMahon and say, hey, look, nobody's watching Raw. You just fired Paul Heyman, right? A few months ago, you fired Eric Bischoff. No one's watching your garbage show, our garbage show. Part of it is because, not as many people are watching TV, but at the same time, he's not getting the eyeballs on that product. No. You can start putting these wonder matches together, right? You can dress these guys up right. You could give Sting a hairpiece if you need to. I mean, they did it with The Undertaker, right? And you can put that match together, and you can make it on top of a building, like one of these buildings here, all burned out with the skies going over, and there's so much you can do with it. It's a big production they
can make out of this.
And Vince, if you're listening, you should know you are the one who said you wanted to take the wrestling ring out of your shows. You are the one who wants to call it entertainment rather than pro sports or wrestling, professional wrestling. You're the one who has superstars and not wrestlers, divas instead of female wrestlers. Mm-hmm. Take this opportunity. Don't let these opportunities slip away. You take Sting, you take The Undertaker, you put them on a rooftop you might have something that people will actually tune in for. Something you can hype through the course of a week.
I would see like an old dirty warehouse match, like
Sure.
a Die Hard movie, but
right.
both those guys.
Or look at something
coming
like
in.
that, something post-apocalyptic.
Something like that. Yeah, that would sell.
Like Stanton. Yes, you can have it right up the street.
That would sell big time.
What do you think, Lex?
Whereas I'd like to see that happen, I don't know how good it'll be, even if they were able to edit and whatnot. Because, I mean, the last time you saw Sting wrestle, he looked very tired in the ring, and it kind of looks like when Hogan and Roddy Piper met in WCW.
Totally different. Those are completely different. And I'll tell you why. Because Hulk Hogan has creative control, and he's going to do anything he can to make himself look good and not exert himself.
Right, but the problem is neither of those guys looked good in that match.
No, they didn't, because you can't have one guy looking good and the other guy not looking good in a competitive match, right? However, if you give this guy, okay, you know what? Shooting starts at 7 tomorrow, Mr. Borden. Mr. Calloway, will you please be here at 6 a.m.? We'll do your makeup. Right?
We'll jump with drugs.
We can spend an hour on the entrance. We'll edit that down. We'll spend an hour on the opening spot. We spend, you can spend the whole day doing it. One day shooting time, and you can have the match of the century.
Oh yeah, because they can call cut anytime when they get tired.
Right?
Take a nap. All right, get your old man rest, and then let's throw you back in there.
Fix the makeup.
There you go. So you'll look tired.
Yeah, you know what? There's, and I'm telling you, that's
we're in the wrong business, John.
No, I'm in the right business. I'm just in the wrong company.
The wrong company.
I'm in my own.
I will say though, as far as people watching Raw, it seems like over the past couple weeks, them getting rid of Mr. Heyman now I love Paul Heyman. Don't get me wrong.
He's reprehensible to me.
I mean, I've met the guy once or twice because I used to go to the old ECW back in the day, and he was always super nice, super friendly to the fans. But they took him out of his position as head writer and put in Bruce Pritchard.
Rehash.
It's the past 2 weeks of Raw have actually been probably the best Raws of recent memory.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Monday's
What's
Raw,
the difference? Tell me the difference.
They're actually doing cohesive storylines,
like Rey Mysterio and his son.
Yep.
Which
they're
is great.
actually
Which is great.
They're actually one of the things I watch. What Culture Wrestling is a website on.
Sure,
YouTube.
I love what Culture. Yeah, I love that guy Adam. The British guy.
Oh, there's so
you
many.
are fantastic.
There's so many Adams there.
Adam from What Culture?
Well, there's Adam Wilborn. There's Adam Cleary. There's another Adam.
And what's the girl's name?
I'm not sure, but
I love What Culture.
But Simon
Absolutely.
Miller is one of their guys.
Okay,
and he's been talking about over the past weeks. He runs down and reviews every week, and he actually has a running count of how many matches end in a roll-up pin. And at last count was like 30 or 40.
Okay.
And we didn't see that this week. It was like there was actually some good material. There was the match between Asuka and Charlotte was amazing, and the build-up to that, where Charlotte was in the ring confronting Nia. They got into an argument and a confrontation. Charlotte got her arm hurt, and they played that in the story of the match between her and Asuka.
Right.
And it was very cohesive, very well done. So Raw.
So it might be making a comeback, right?
I would say so.
Maybe they'll bring back some of the writers. What do you think, Joe?
Well, because I used to fast forward a lot through Raw matches. Only certain matches I want to see, because I honestly, God, I've been becoming a big fan of AEW.
Okay.
Because AEW, their storylines and just and it's the way they had like their fans, the wrestlers around the ring. It made it interesting. Now WWE is actually doing it, having their trainees around the ring, which is cool. But I like the fact that AEW, their venue's outside. It's over a big hangar, and it's just the storylines are a little different, a lot more. You get into the storylines. Which now Raw is coming back, like what Icon said, is that Raw is coming back with storylines from everybody from Rey Mysterio to everybody Nia Jax, and which I love Nia Jax. She's a big girl. I get it. It's just
Is she the one that keeps hurting everybody?
Yeah.
The thing is, yes, she's hurting everybody, but a lot of people are just focusing on her hurting people. A lot of the times it's the people who she's hurting not taking the moves as they should. Okay. As well.
Yeah, because she's the one that actually broke what's her name's nose. The champ that's pregnant.
Becky Lynch.
Jason Hazel is watching. Jason Hazel is the owner operator of Venue Championship Wrestling, or I'm sorry, Venue Wrestling Entertainment.
Yes.
He is a champion promoter down in El Centro, which is a lovely town. If you've ever been to El Centro, it's real easy to get to. You just go as far south as you can into the United States and turn left for 2 hours, and you'll find El Centro.
Will I get deported?
Not from El Centro. They need people there. You know,
Okay,
it
just
doesn't
wanna
matter
make
where
sure.
you're from. You can live in El Centro, right, Jay? Anyway, Jay's a great guy. Puts together a great product. Thank you for watching, Jay.
RJ Wallace from Gold Coast Federation is also watching us.
I want to tell RJ Wallace thanks for watching, and also thank you for giving me that match idea of Mikey O'Shea and Jack Cartwright last night. Cartwheel. We signed that match in ink today.
Wow.
So you're doing. I thank you for your surrogate booking on my part. I appreciate that.
That's gonna be a match to watch. Those Mikey for his size and Cartwheel for his ability to do flips, and that guy's awesome.
Yeah, Jack Cartwright. Cartwheel.
Yeah.
Yes, I think we're going to just go with Jack Cartwright here because we call him Cartwheel Cartwright. Whatever. He's a newcomer, young guy, doesn't really know how to get home from the dojo, but he's a really, really talented wrestler in the ring. And I just want to say, hey, thank you for putting that match together for us, RJ Wallace. Real good, real good.
Awesome.
And good luck with your show this weekend.
That is RJ Wallace's GCF show. Do you have that, Robert? Should we put that up? If you got it, yeah. Nothing like helping out those guys. Those guys are all right.
This Saturday on virtual, online on. I'm guessing they're doing it on Zoom. No.
I mean, I love RJ, but he always promised me everything, and never has booked me as a ring announcer. So you know what? Much respect, much good luck for you in your match this weekend. I can't wait to see it online.
Maybe he's not
Separation Anxiety. That's the name of their show.
Maybe, yes, Separation Anxiety. Maybe he's not interested in getting the names right. All right, you can find Separation Anxiety there at Gold Coast Federation on Facebook. OC something. OC. What GC?
Gold
You need my
Coast
glasses?
You guys can see it. You can read. Goddamn, we don't live in a third
That's
world
when
country.
you turn 50 years old man.
For more information on the live stream, just go to their Instagram page.
For more information on their live stream, go to their Instagram page. That's GCF Wrestling. Gold Coast Federation, no W. All right, moving right along. Hey, why don't you tell us who's watching?
Oh, who's watching? I gotta put my glasses on.
How about you tell us who's watching?
We got Isaac Molina.
Hey, Isaac, congratulations once again on your graduation. Hope to see you real soon. We've already started classes, so get in.
Freddie Havoc.
Freddie Havoc, my good friend. Hope you're feeling well. We all know about your situation. We're all pulling for you.
Big Bad John.
Love you, man. Hope you're in real soon.
Superfan
You owe me money.
Paul Stitz.
Paul
Stitz.
Stitz, one of our #1 fans. I said some nice things about Paul Stitz yesterday. I was feeling all emotional and soft. I want to apologize to everyone for being emotional and soft.
Don't forget Jessica Sky, #1 fan.
Fancy Nancy, love you too. Hope you're doing good. And
Joshua Holdeman.
I don't know who that is. I know he checks us out a few times. Thank you so much, Josh. Feel free to come by the dojo anytime.
And Mindy Hinojosa.
Love you, girl.
Oh, and Luther's watching.
Luther's watching. Finally, Luther. You now watch what's going on in front of you. Don't be looking around.
Who, me?
We got Brian Chansey on YouTube
Bri-
and Arturo.
Brian Chansey, our other #1 fan, and my
Arturo.
oldest living friend, Arturo Ramos. I love you, brother.
His
Hope
liver.
you're
Don't
doing
forget
good.
his liver. Congratulations.
Hey, have you heard from Tony Franish lately? What kind of nonsense he's posting today? B.A. Marcus Frey is watching me
Wait.
right now.
Oh, hell.
All right.
Now, you know, I know my role.
See that stuff right there on the table, guys? There you go. Okay. I wish we had that on camera.
Oh, no.
All right. Okay. Let's get everything. Not on your shoes. So, ladies and gentlemen.
Can I do this for old school time's sake? I
Yes.
want to introduce them.
Okay, go ahead.
Coming to the stage, and still your OCCW Tag Team Champions of the World, Thunder and Lightning.
All right. Come on in. All right. Thank you very much,
Hey, thank
Joey,
you.
for showing up. We'll see you soon.
We also got a Luis Tapia watching.
Luis Tapia is watching. Hey, miss you, Luis.
What's up, champ?
Hope everything's going well with you.
What's up,
I wanna congratulate you on just being all right.
How you doing, man?
All right.
Give me some love. I know you're sweaty, but I love it.
How's
Josh-
for the Tyson fight?
Hey,
Joey,
the train's going great. Tyson, I can't wait I'm back too, brother. I may be chubby, but I got some fast hands, and I can't wait to kick your ass.
Yeah.
He looked ready for you, Joey the
I'm
Bull.
ready for him. I'm ready.
He
for him
looked
all
day.
day.
For you.
I'm getting ready to fight some Tyson chicken nuggets
You know,
later.
I have. Yeah, it looks like you've been fighting some Tyson chicken nuggets there. Wanna tell you though. You know, Mike Tyson, going into the ring with Mike Tyson, the most overrated fighter in the history of overrated fighters.
Man.
Absolutely.
Oh, you're
Absolutely.
whack. Boo.
He sucks.
This coming from the man that also said Shawn Michaels wasn't a good wrestler.
Boo.
I didn't say he wasn't a good wrestler. I never said that. What I said was I do not like him at all. He's the most overrated wrestler in history.
So this so that's an opinion though. That's not fact.
Wait a minute,
that is your opinion on
That's
both
right.
him and Mike Tyson.
No, that is a fact. Mike Tyson. Okay, look. One of these days we'll step aside. I'll show you his record. I'll put it against Evander Holyfield. I'll put it against Lennox Lewis. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Two guys that aren't in the conversation who the greatest fighter is, but for some reason Mike Tyson. Not only did they both whoop Mike Tyson's ass, not only did Evander Holyfield beat his ass twice, they whooped real champions, whereas he beat the equivalent of enhancement talent to win his title.
And that's what I'm talking about. That's the reason why I say I'll beat his ass anytime, any place.
That's right,
But
Joey.
Joey, you're like the definition of enhancement
talent.
Right. Hey, fat lives matter too.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm a fan of Jerry Cooney.
Jerry Cooney, yeah, that guy was.
I mean, just with a last name like that, I don't know.
He was Irish.
Okay.
He was Irish. All right, now that we're here, let's get to the topics at hand. You know, we briefly brushed upon it. There's been a lot of names put to the fire, and the landscape of professional wrestling, both major league and independent scene, has changed, I think, forever. I think one of the for your opinion, we've been waiting, and I wanted to hear from you first, and tell me, first of all, First of all,
Put your feet to the fire, baby.
first of all, now look. Okay, hold on. Let's get something clear. Let's get something clear. If we name names, we name names. If we do not name names, we do not name names. We are not trying to hide anything from our friends or for our friends, because frankly, I don't see myself as friends with any of these people. I don't know 90% of these people.
My mindset is I don't feel the need to name names because you already know who you are. If we got to put you out there like that, then the people that don't know who you are don't need to be in it. It's the people that need to be in it are the ones who know who you are.
Secondly, I do not know enough about any of the situations listed or any of the people named for me to actually give my opinion. All right, I don't know these guys well enough. Certainly not as well as you guys do. All I know is that some of the bullshits that some of these guys post on social media, I already didn't like them just on their social media posts alone. So I will stay as neutral as possible. I will throw the ball first to Azrael.
Okay. I taught martial arts for over 12 years, about in elementary schools, high schools, colleges, different organizations. I've done karate, I've done kickboxing, I've done yoga, I've done acrobatics. Everywhere I ever went, I got a criminal background check, and I got my fingerprints taken. Did they find out if I had any court cases pending before they let me work with anybody? Why would you not do that?
What, in wrestling?
Yeah, why not?
Because it's expensive.
It's $50.
Okay, and you have how many wrestlers?
And
on
you're
your card?
putting for the trainers. Let me say, for the people that are trainers, not every single guy on the card, because not every single guy on the card is in charge of the lifeblood of your business. If I haven't known you for 5 years, I wouldn't trust you to water my house plants. I wouldn't trust you to collect my mail. I wouldn't put you in charge of an adult finger painting class. So I wouldn't put you in charge of the health and safety of everybody that's going to work for me for future generations. That's one thing.
Okay.
Another thing, you shouldn't date anybody from your class. It can go good. It can go very, very bad. Best case scenario, your relationship is wonderful.
You get married.
Nothing happens. And all the success that she has gets attributed to the guy, or vice versa. Look at Triple H and Stephanie McMahon.
Okay.
Yep.
They've never had any problem between the two of them. But people start talking all this crazy shit about how Paul Levesque got to where he was because of Stephanie McMahon, which wasn't true. He would have been champion without her.
He's going to change his last name to McMahon.
Would have been champion without her. So it takes some, and you know, when he was going to do it, Vince McMahon told him no, initially. Put him off for a couple months. So if you're the trainer of the class, if you're the owner of something, you're like the father figure of the class, and you got to treat everybody like it's either your son or your daughter in the class. You know amongst your guys who you would have your daughter talk to. I know which one of I know who among my friends is trustworthy. I know who's not. And if you're not, then as your trainer, I failed you. I let you down. if a guy goes out and treats women this way, it's because I did wrong. I didn't teach them to do better. It's not just important to be a good martial art person. It's not just important you be a good fighter, good wrestler. You have to be a good human being. That is job 1. If I failed at job 1, job 2 is meaningless to me. Does that make sense?
To me, it does.
Yeah. That eliminates all of these problems.
Fair enough.
Dead ass. If you're a grown man and you want to hang out with people that are 16, 17, 18, it's a red flag. That makes no sense to me. I don't know why you would ever be alone with a 16-year-old girl as a grown man. Or 17. Marty Skrull was with a girl that was 16. Sway Thompson, apparently his trainee was 17. Does that make any sense to anybody?
Well, training someone and being alone with them are two different things when you say
I mean, being alone with them socially. Yeah, you train them in the ring or whatever, but you shouldn't date people that you're the trainer of.
And you certainly shouldn't be dating or trying to date someone who's underage if you are.
Either way, it's a
Of
bad
adult
idea.
age. Yeah, I'm
if
sure.
if you make that jump and you start asking them out, what if it goes bad? What if she didn't like it?
Exactly.
If you make somebody uncomfortable in the class, now I'm out a girl.
And
What if you get together and then you break up? Most relationships break up. Does that make sense?
yes,
Okay. Now I got to deal with her, you, her new boyfriend. You're mad at him.
Who
He's
might
mad
be
at
another
you.
student.
Who
You're
might be in
both
the
mad
class.
at them. And then if you date somebody, guess what? She's probably going to find out things about you. And if you treat somebody that way, she's going to tell me. Then I'm going to find out. Then I got to kick you out. Does that make sense to anybody? I taught for 10 years. I've thrown people the fuck out.
taught for 30, and it's a very 30
Does that
years.
make sense? Have you ever had this kind of thing?
Yes.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
sucks.
It has. It's difficult, and
It's terrible.
And you have to remember, these people are also for the most part, these people are also your customers.
I knew a guy for 8 years that I had to get rid of.
Yeah, and these people are your customers. I had one guy kept trying to get with one girl. She didn't want to get with him. She wanted to be friends, guys, as she was friends with everybody else in the class.
Yeah.
I had to tell the guy not to come around anymore.
Yes.
You know what?
Things happen. People are going to get together. You spend hours and hours together, especially if you're driving around on road trips or whatever. Like, I understand that. But you better not be abusive to somebody. If you're a woman in the wrestling business, you don't need a man to help you. The door is already wide open. You don't need a mentor. You don't need somebody to help you get booked.
It says open. It's not wide open. It says
I've been
open
to
for you.
I've
as
been
it
to
is for
tryouts.
anyone else.
It's more open. It's more
Right,
open.
because
I've been to tryouts for Impact, for Ring of Honor. Those are the two that mentioned it. They said, where are the girls at?
That's
Because they
it.
want to put girl matches in the ring.
People
Girls
don't
didn't even have to do a tryout match. Got on a TV taping
very
because there was
popular.
openings. So you don't need to do anything for any guy to get any fucking booking. Does that make sense?
Okay. So for his take, thank you, Azrael. I'm
Yeah.
gonna come back to you.
I have a lot of thoughts on this.
Okay, we'll circle back. I want to hear from B.A. Marcus Frey on the same subject. Again, for those of you not in the know, can you fill us in on the speaking out?
Basically, what's happened is there's a lot of women and men that have been out there using the hashtag speaking out on social media, claiming that certain wrestlers, trainers, owners, etc., have been inappropriate with them, either groping, touching, being suggestive, asking for favors, etc. And a lot of these people have been now called out on the thing. Some of them have come forward and fully admitted that they have done it and have since started paying consequences on it. AEW and WWE and some of the overseas UK wrestling companies have come out and literally fired or suspended some of their wrestlers and whatnot for things that have been said and done.
Okay, but locally, how is this affecting us?
There's a lot of local wrestlers in the SoCal area who've been accused, and
Local
companies as well.
that's right.
Do you know Bart? Do you know Bart from AWS?
I do, yeah. So he and I
Okay.
used to train together.
There's little funny jokes about him sometimes.
Uh-huh.
So a lot of people know about this kind of thing. You know the expression, there's a few bad apples?
Ruins the whole bunch.
That's the rest of the expression. If
Yeah.
you know something, then do something.
Well, I don't know any about any of these allegations, and I certainly would not make them not knowing myself. So I'm going to refrain from saying anything. Bart was always very nice to me. I don't know. Has he been accused of all this as well?
Yes, Shelly Martinez has screenshots of him saying, I like favors and such and such.
Okay, well.
The worst part about this, in my opinion, if I may, is that there's a lot of things that are coming out that are going to be true, but unfortunately because of this, there's going to be a lot of things that come out that are going to be false as well. And a lot of the people who are being targeted by some of these false accusations are going to be hurt. And it's a double-edged sword, but you don't want to diminish the truthful ones either.
Well,
So it's a double-edged sword. that's
unfortunately,
really hard
we
to-
live in an era where people can say whatever they want. It doesn't have to be true, and there's no repercussions. There really is no repercussions with social media being honest a bit. There are guys right now that are out there telling. They've told lies about me so many times that they actually believe it, right? Like dipshits saying stupid shit like, he tried to pay me with a meatball sandwich. And no one ever tried to pay your fat ass with a meatball sandwich, all right? Anyway.
People have patterns of behavior. So if you're a predator, it's been more than one incident. And a lot of these guys people have seen for years and years. There's
Like,
been
it
years
doesn't
and
happen
years that people
overnight.
thought Joey Ryan was weird, apparently. I was trained, hey, look, I was trained by Joey Ryan. I saw him about 2 times a week for a couple of months, maybe a little bit socially awkward, but I didn't think anything like this. But I also knew him before he started doing the dick flip thing.
Right. Well,
So maybe that gets into your mind.
yeah, let's hear your take on it.
I mean,
Does my take make you uncomfortable?
Oh, it's okay that it makes me uncomfortable.
but I mean,
The whole thing makes me uncomfortable.
But
all right?
Good, I'm uncomfortable.
Thank you.
Why?
Thank
Well,
you.
Look,
There's
I-
nothing wrong with being uncomfortable.
I taught for a long time. A lot of girls call me on the phone and they tell me my boyfriend choked me. My boyfriend pushed me or pulled me. He says mean things to me. Then I got to get off the phone and I got to beat the shit out of someone. Happened 3 times. I've gotten real close to getting in trouble a couple of times over this kind of thing. I've had to talk my way out of the Anaheim Police Department and explain the whole situation. And they're like, you know what? Maybe he had this coming. So things like this do happen. I get people have to file restraining orders. I've had to sit through conversations with a guy, getting him to go away a couple times. So if you know something about someone, then say something and don't let it go on for years and years, because it always gets worse. Go for it.
Okay.
I mean, the biggest thing about wrestling that the best part about it and the worst part about it is the Brotherhood. The Brotherhood is always going to be the guys that have each other's back no matter what, and I get that. I mean, that's just the world as a whole. When you start doing anything, whether it be a sport or a club or anything where it's a bunch of people that are like-minded, you want to have that person's back. You cannot let someone's unethical doings go unchecked. When you sit there and you go, oh, okay, yeah, I know about this guy and his girl and or he's been messing with this underage girl for a while, or he's been beating up his girlfriend for years now. To just turn a blind eye to it puts you in a position to where I was listening to a podcast and the host of the podcast said it perfectly. He was interviewing a basketball player and he said, all right, let's say that somebody on your basketball team is molesting children and you knew about it and you didn't say anything. Does that just make him a bad person? No, that makes the entire team bad people. It's the same thing with the police department. You know about abuse and stuff. If you don't say anything, you just let it happen. It's all bad. Well, the same thing stands in the wrestling business. We cannot hold ourselves to a standard of, well, we're entertainers, so it's okay. It's not okay. And at the end of the day, like I said, I don't know whether or not any of this is all factual. I wasn't there. I can't sit there and point a finger and say, how dare you, without proof. And even with proof, I'm not on your jury. I'm not your judge. I have no right to sit there and go, you. But what I can do is I can say, I will not associate myself with people that are known for doing things that are unethical and that are wrong against, whether it be men, women, doesn't matter. We all have to hold ourselves and each other to a higher standard. You know about it, like Azra was saying, say something. To be silent on the issue makes you a part of the problem.
Okay. That said, here's my take on it. I don't know what's true. I don't know what's wrong, what's not. I really don't. I would certainly never accuse someone of these types of things that were untrue. There is enough dirt on people that is true that I don't need to be digging up anything that isn't true, right? Let me tell you this though. And I've talked about this with other people who have a lot of respect for. I do not like the idea that these cases or whatever you want to call it are being tried in the court of public opinion. I don't like the fact that people can weigh in on social media and and crucify someone, and then when it turns out not to be true, there's no
But all
there's
these
no
people,
repercussions.
all
on
these people
on
have
these-
admitted to
hold
all
on.
these things.
Okay,
It's not even.
I
Like,
don't think all these people have admitted to all these things.
So wait, Thompson said no, I didn't do this.
I'm
Is there
sure
a
are
court case
I
pending?
don't know. I don't know enough about it. What I'm saying is I don't like the idea that people can be thrown under the bus. You had something to say. You guys were discussing something.
No, just like one of your fans saying your mom makes great food. Talking about the meatball sandwich.
Yes, that's Mike Matuziak. That's the and that is true. All right, that is certifiable.
Mama De La O can
If
get
I
down.
may, I mean, there's before this whole movement take place, there have been accusations against people that came out in social media that have not been true. Enzo Amore was fired from WWE because of an accusation from people that turned out not to be true. Jerry Lawler missed a Survivor Series payday because someone accused him of being underage, and that turned out not to be true as well. So, unfortunately, like John said, I have to agree with them. This whole court of public opinion, people have to say something, or else people don't know. But unfortunately, it leaves it open to the people who are just after vengeance as well.
Well, but that's the one thing about being in the entertainment business is you got to be ready for stuff like that. We've seen it happen with
Harvey Weinstein?
Exactly, with the Me Too movement.
Yeah.
It started and it snowballed, and case after case after case came up, and some of the guys were exonerated, some of them were not.
Okay.
But the problem with that, though, is even though the people are exonerated, now they're still suspect.
It's true. Well, and that the thing is, the way that you stop putting yourself in the situation where there could be any question.
Well, anybody can make anything up about you. I mean,
It's true, but
Don't be alone with a girl that's 17.
Right, that's the thing is-
If I'm a promoter and I have a bunch of guys on my payroll, why do I send the 18-year-old girl to pick up Joey Ryan at the airport?
sure,
Why don't I go pick
get
him up
that.
at the
I
airport?
get that, but let me put you in this situation. You're teaching.
I ain't getting in the car with nobody by
you're
myself.
You're teaching a wrestling class here
Okay,
at the dojo
go
now,
for it.
right?
Yeah, 7 o'clock
Okay.
on what? 7 o'clock on Wednesday.
And?
Saturday at 1:30. Come on
Saturday
down.
at 1:30.
All right, and you can discuss the prices with him. As now he has to pay me rent, so make sure you guys pay this guy. What's this? I said $20 and a meatball sandwich. It wasn't the pay. He treats the workers like a plantation. Do I treat the workers like a plantation?
You said that?
I've never felt like I've worked on a plantation before. But I guess that's for me. It's because of the fact that I know what the show needs, what the promoter is looking for, and what we are supposed to be doing as
Watch the
wrestlers.
reactions from the fellas.
So I mean, me personally,
We
I've
have
never
to keep talking about this. I know you don't like him. I know he don't like
Right.
you. Who
Like,
cares?
at this
There's
point, it's a
millions of
fist
bigger,
fight or
better
nothing.
things going on. Who cares? Fight him.
Yours is better.
Come
you
on
won't
down.
show up. You
Okay,
won't show up?
come fight me.
Okay, there you
Whatever.
go. There you go. You got it, Sean. You heard it.
I mean, well, because here's the thing.
He's gotta fight me
Can we
now.
please
No,
stop?
you can fight.
Like at this point, I at
Yeah,
first
that's
it was
the only thing you wanna
a
bring
little
up.
comical.
Yeah, that's the only
The
thing you
first
bring up.
year of it was a little comical.
Are you getting mad at me?
No, I'm getting tired of it because the first year of it was comical. The second year of it was like, okay, somebody's gonna fight. The third fucking year, it's like, okay, either stop talking about each other or just fight already because
one's
it's
beyond
really
That's
going
fine with me.
nowhere.
It's beyond
Like it's really going nowhere.
Yeah, but see, you're not the one who's been lied about.
No, and I get it. Like both sides have to say, you know what, fuck it, hang it up, and walk away. To sit there and talk about it this long,
Oh, he's calling
it's like,
me.
bro,
Hold
it's
on.
it's so not worth it anymore.
Yes, Sean.
I completely agree.
How are you?
Put him on the speaker.
Who do you? How's it going?
Put on the speaker.
I don't know how to work. Hold on.
Oh, just put your thing. on.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Who's on the phone, Azrael?
Sean Black is on the phone.
Okay, Sean Black is on the phone.
Sorry. Go ahead. I know you don't like John. John doesn't really like
Right,
you.
like, we
The thing
get it.
about the $20
We get it, bro.
has been an issue a bunch of times.
I mean, y'all haven't worked together in over 2 years
I thank you for
now.
watching the program. Okay, go for it. Okay, he wants to talk to you. Hold on.
Is there a speakerphone here?
Yes.
Nah, go for it. Talk to
I
us.
put it on speakerphone.
Okay.
All right, go
There
ahead.
you go.
What?
Hold on.
What do I got to say? About what? About the lies you tell about me?
This is live, real people.
Are you like not the bravest man on social media, Sean? What do you want, Sean?
This is going down. Y'all think this is a part of the skit? Ain't nothing
You
good.
mean, not subliminal. Subliminal. I can't afford to put subliminal messages out there. I think the word you're trying to use is implicit. I'm not going there. You're the one who said that you were going to come rolling down like 9 deep, and then you were going to call your lawyer, and then the police on me.
This is real, folks.
All right, people. If y'all haven't watched this show, I'm gonna explain the backdrop.
I got a ring right here. You come in anytime you want.
So Sean Black, one of our local wrestlers, and John
one's gonna jump you,
Malice
Sean.
have an issue.
I don't roll that way.
Ain't nobody gonna jump you, Sean.
Huh?
Come on, man.
Because you're a rotten human being.
Of all the people.
Because you're a rotten human being.
That we've had issue.
He wants to fight.
Okay.
I want to get this on speaker.
I can't get this on. I can't get your phone on speaker.
Video calling.
Here, let me have my phone. I can put the volume.
Okay, and exactly whose backyard are you holding shows in? Oh, your mom's house, bitch. He just said your mom's house, bitch. All right, that's all you can say, huh? Is that you got anything relevant to say, Sean? Yeah. What does that mean? What does that mean?
I mean, I knew it was gonna blow
What
up
does that mean?
eventually.
What did you say?
He wants to know if I sneak diss him. What does that mean?
I get it. I get it. I know what you mean.
Yeah. He's saying like
Because you still mention me. You say, "Oh, John's a dickwad. John's a dickwad," but the rest of the cast is cool. And then you act like you can't understand why I say things back. Sean, you started this. Sean, you started this. You started this, Sean.
World star.
I'm listening.
for real.
Who's Steve?
Put this on speaker.
Mikey, get your boy down here.
No, Sean. You can't act professional. You can't show up on time. You can't stay for the whole show. You can't bump in the middle of the ring.
Yeah, like this needed to be hashed out a long time ago.
Who?
Hit the button. Hit the speaker button.
You're always late, Sean. Everyone's late once in a while. You have no ability of showing up on time.
Hey, it's called CP time.
No, man. You can't make them kind of jokes.
All right, you know what, Sean? I'll tell you what. I will never mention your name again. I will not, like you say subliminal, but the word you're looking for is implicit.
Right.
I will never refer to you again.
Right, better.
All right? But but you got to do the same because
Right,
you
like leave it.
name me by name. You go up to people at shows. You try to pop the boys by talking shit on my name. I will never refer to you again, but you take my name out of your fucking mouth. How's that? No, I listened to you. Okay, did you hear what I said, Sean? I don't have your personal number.
I do.
You even here's what you do, Sean. You block me on social media. And then you start talking shit on me. You block me so I can't see it, and then you start posting shit about me. That's bitch assness. That is bitch assness, Sean. So look, let me tell you something. Now, look, I'm done. I have a show to run. You pulled me away from it. My offer stands. I will never refer to your ass again, but you never mention my name again. How's that?
Perfect. Beautiful. We have an accord.
I think that's the best direction to go in.
Hey, no, don't hang up.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you not familiar,
Hey, Sean, thanks for the call in, bro. It was good to have you on the show.
We always appreciate it. If you have my phone number,
God damn.
you can call me.
That just got. Y'all don't understand how real that just got.
One person-to-person phone call, and we got more accomplished than 2 years. He's not going to mention you again. We don't mention each other again. Everybody go to a neutral corner.
That's it.
We have an accord.
That's it. At this point, no more meatball sandwiches are going to be thought about.
Yeah.
We are going to move forward.
Do not besmirch the meatball sandwich. It is worth at least $20, my friend. Let's bring on a guest or something.
okay.
The champ Gustin of the Uberston
For his
people.
opinion on, well, let's get back. What was the subject? Give me the subject. real quick.
Oh, man.
Speaking out.
Speaking out.
Speaking out movement.
Gustin finally stopped working out. I mean, this dude has been hitting the gym like a beast lately. You should see him. I think he's probably still dripping a little bit of sweat because he was just down there killing it. So, I mean, at this point in time, I think it's time to bring in a guest that probably has a good opinion on this.
Well, he's certainly well read and he's certainly well educated.
Right.
So I'm dying to hear his opinion. Ladies and gentlemen, the Orange County
he's
Championship
German.
Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, Mr. Gusten Thunder Uberstu.
May I move your belongings?
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, see, somebody knows how to get consent.
Drop the gun. That was awesome.
I think that was the most entertaining thing I've seen in a while.
My favorite segment so far.
Oh my god! I'm gonna have to go back and watch this over and over. If we could have got it on speakerphone.
What kind of phone you got? We can't put it on speaker.
It's not my fault. You don't know how phones work. You wouldn't give it back to me. I have the volume down, so I don't hear the volume on. If I put it back up, then I could hear him talk. I have
Call back, Sean Black.
volume down because I'm watching the show as I have it on my phone.
Should we have John Allen calling now?
We get yelled at all the time when we have the volume up.
John Allen, if you're watching, please call us right now.
Let's hear. Yeah.
How have you been?
Let's hear from you. Wait, hold on.
all right.
Let's
I've been all right.
bring
Thank
it
you.
back in. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, let me say one thing. I want to apologize if it seems like we are not observing social distancing. We are doing our best. We are taking temperatures before people come in.
Yeah.
We are hand sanitizing everything.
I'm hot as hell.
And
Just so
We
you
just
know.
sweated on each other for like 2 hours. So that horse has left the barn.
All right, Goosen, your thoughts on the topic?
Go for it.
Okay, so a lot of things have been popping up in the last couple days, or maybe the last week, I guess it's been now. And, I absolutely positively think that you have to respect people, okay? You have to make a welcoming atmosphere. You want to make an encouraging atmosphere, right? You always want to have a place where people feel like they can can exceed, or at least have the opportunity to exceed. I think this idea of reaching back into any point in history and pulling something up that maybe it's true, maybe it's not true, and then just sort of throwing it out there for fodder. Sometimes I think it can make a good thing turn into a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing to say, there is a culture in wrestling that can sometimes be a little aggressive. Maybe there's bullying. Maybe there's some sexual things that go on. I don't think it's a bad thing to say, hey, we need to make this a place where that stuff isn't going on. I think reaching back into any point in the past and demanding that the mindset of the past be as it is in the present is kind of a ridiculous thought. And what I mean by that is there's a wrestling culture that goes back decades and decades and decades. And so sometimes things happen in a culture, and I'm not really talking about rape per se. What I'm talking about is this master list that's come out of all of these names with all of their crimes next to it. And you start reading down this list, and some of these things are incredibly vague. And some of
Such
these
as
things,
example.
Well, some of these things aren't crimes. They're unpleasant. They're not things that you might want to run into. They're uncomfortable, but they're vague and they're not necessarily.
Can you give us an example?
Like bullying, verbal abuse, even to go so far as to say racism and homophobia. It's like if you just put someone's name out there and say they are this person is homophobic, this person is racist, this person is a bully, you're not being very specific, and you're putting someone on some sort of a master list of crimes, of things that aren't crimes, and at the end of the day you have to understand that people are going to have their opinions, people are going to think the way they think, and it's quite possible that someone doesn't think the way that they thought 10, 20, 30 years ago.
That's true.
Yeah. So in other words, there's more to this thing that's coming out than just like, oh, I was raped. There's a lot to this. This thing goes really, really, really deep. And when it's one thing if you're a victim and you've come out and said something, it's another thing if you're commenting on something or you're propagating something, but you don't know the facts. You don't know the culture in which it happened. You don't know the context in which it happened, and you don't even really know if it's true. And if all of those things are the case and you don't want to take the time to do your homework to investigate, then it's probably better if you don't comment or you don't propagate this kind of information. And the last thing that I'll say about it is, even if you're like, you know what, screw you, Uber stud, you know, all this stuff you're saying, that's just part of the problem. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to say whatever I want because I'm part of the solution. Okay, then the one thing that I would ask of you before you just go blast your opinion on social media is, can you ever think of a time in your life? Can you go back at any point in your life? Because that's what's going on. People are going way, way back decades. Can you think at any point in your life where you've said something that in a context today, or if somebody didn't have the context, maybe you would regret saying it? That you did something that maybe you would regret, or that you saw something and you didn't say anything,
Absolutely.
and now you're complicit in it. Has that ever been you? And
It's
if it
happened.
is,
Sure, you look.
don't throw stones in glass houses.
It took you a minute to process it, and by that time the instant was gone. Yeah, I understand where you're coming from, and that's a pretty fair assessment to say that, you know, we didn't always make the right decisions 100% of the time.
We're human beings.
Yeah, you know, and that's a good point. However, the truth coming out about a lot of these people, and it'll continue to come out. Unfortunately, oftentimes the good truth doesn't come out always. But I will say this, that I have pretty good faith in knowing that you guys, I don't have to worry about seeing you guys on that list. What are you doing?
I was trying some new technology.
Robert's trying some new technology on us. Okay, that said.
Well, I would hope, there's different levels of all the things that are being said, and all the different accusations that are being made. I mean, I would kind of hope that if I had ever said something or done something to someone and didn't know, but they were hurt, that they would say something to me and we could try to at least hash it out. And
Well, that
I
may
can
have been that
I
way
can
in the
give you
past,
an
but
example.
People go running to social media instead now.
That's the problem.
And, you know,
I can give you a perfect example.
I
BA.
just gave you one a few minutes ago.
Well, BA, yeah.
You know?
I mean, instead of all that years and years and years, if a conversation could have just,
No, it would have been ugly if it would.
a phone conversation.
And then I'd be on that list. All right, so look, we got a few questions here. Fernando, is it Lepe? The city of Stanton, as you can see in the background, is between Garden Grove, or is it Garden Grove and Buena Park. We are just south of Beach Boulevard on Catella. You can't miss it. Just follow all the homeless shelters, or not the homeless shelters, the homeless tents, and people pushing shopping carts. We're real easy to find. Yeah, feel free to come down. You say you're an active wrestler, Mr. Lepe. I hope I'm saying your name right. I hate it when people mispronounce my name. Send us a little more information. We'll be happy to help you out. Yeah, when we're not busy looking at our phone. Okay, I want you to hold on to
the questions so I know what you're talking about.
We have
awful touchy.
we have a new watcher. Othello is watching us.
Hey!
What up, big dog?
Othello, everybody, the man that everybody is afraid of and everybody loves for whatever. What is this? Are we back to 1985 again? Yes. Awesome. Welcome to World Class Championship Wrestling. Oh my goodness. That's what Stanton used to look like back in the 80s. Yes, it was beautiful.
I feel like we should see a motorcycle go by that has light wheels in the background.
Yeah, exactly.
Knight Rider, a shadowy flame into the dangerous world of a man who does not exist.
Okay, can we have our old city back now? Our old message city? No, I do not want that in our background.
That's a little,
Thank you, Robert.
too colorful for John.
Hey!
Oh, there's Joe in the Bull in the green room.
Picture in picture.
Oh
my God,
We have caught up to 2020.
In case you're not familiar with,
Butter beans right here.
if you're the butter beans,
The butter balls.
yeah, the butter balls, right? Speaking of balls, on the other side of the room. All right. The year was 2018. The month was August. Date 25th. Once again, Next Level was up against
Are we
it.
killing them again?
Well, for right now, yeah.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
So
I mean, they are running a show this Saturday, so we got to remind them.
we're gonna remind them of how much we like each other, ladies and gentlemen. Next Level, August 25th, 2018, at the Next Level Sports Complex. Take it away. Joey the Bull, take it away.
That's right, folks. Just hanging around with that.
Yeah, look at that sexy beast, and then the big guy that's standing in front of him.
Look at that suit.
Look at Alan Amos.
That is actually Amazing Junior. Oh, he looks a lot like Alan Amos. Oh, a backflip off the middle rope. Amazing Junior. For those of you who have not seen Amazing Junior, you will not find a more fitting name. This young man
he's simply amazing.
Junior.
is awesome. He's small, and he's amazing. Hence the term, or the name, Amazing Junior. As you can see, his opponent, well, you can't see his opponent, but his opponent is a legend in the local wrestling circles, both the Lucha and...
Oh, this is the punk that put his hands on me in the main event match. Yeah, I know
ladies
who
and
this
gentlemen, Little Cholo. Okay, Joey,
It looks like I need to go back to the casinos and run the tables out there like a pit boss.
yeah, I was just going to say, you look like a pit boss, right? Hey, look at how heavy Lance Winters used to be.
Crack does a good job.
Look at how relevant Lance Winters used to be.
Now, yeah, there we go. Now we just traded one for the other. Thank you.
No, Lance knows I'm kidding because I
Show
worked
me
with
a
him a
drug
couple
test.
times.
You just say things about people that aren't true.
I didn't say that at all. I just said, look how heavy he was. He was heavier.
Because them amphetamines will make
I did not say that. All right. Cholo getting patted down as if it were a weekend in county. Amazing Junior clearly not having any of that.
Hey, look at that guy on the left.
There's like 10 guys on the left there.
Crouching right there in the corner.
Okay, that doesn't help. But okay. Amazing Junior about to get it on. Alan almost calls for the bell. What the hell is the guy doing with the bell? He should have rung it by now. Dumbass. Stop flirting with your girlfriend and ring the bell. That was me.
You shouldn't have said it was you. You should have waited until you got heat from somebody for saying all that.
Yeah, right. I start emailing myself. You son of a bitch.
Be like, I did the best I could. It was actually me.
Forgot to put you guys up there.
There you go.
All right. Opening exchange.
I feel like I'm like right on top of this person's head that's on this side.
Hey, what are you doing? Knock that off.
Like getting that yummy.
That scalp rub, don't you?
Oh my gosh, she's gonna speak out. We don't
Hey,
have
yeah, I'm ready to
panties.
watch it. Knock it off.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
There we go.
That's my mom, god dang it.
Is that Vivian behind there walking on the right, up the back?
Yeah.
Oh, arm drag. Flip to an arm drag to the counter to the arm bar. Fantastic moves by Little Cholo. You guys want to help me out with this match?
Fantastic move from Little Cholo.
Thank you very much.
I think the amazing one might be Little Cholo.
Oh, looks like Cholo's talking shit right now. He's-
Cholo is quite capable of amazing a few people himself.
For Cholo, somebody should do the voiceover for it.
I'll get
Not
him.
me.
I'll get him right now.
That's racist, right?
He's already small enough. Why is he walking on his knees?
I know, that's a good question.
Especially on that AstroTurf.
Yeah.
Oh, that thing is dirty.
Oh, it is a soccer field.
I love
Have
you
you-
some dirty AstroTurf.
It's not yummy. Oh, side headlock from Little Cholo.
Hell, that's what it was.
Whips him off to the rope.
Drop
Drop
down.
down.
Leapfrog.
Leapfrog.
Watch out, he's coming back. Oh, and he takes
Shoulder
him
block.
down.
And you know what? It's one of the rare
How could
times.
he have ever seen that coming?
It's one of the rare times when Little Cholo is the bigger man in the ring.
No, to be honest, guys, do you ever like not jump so high enough where you get the balls right in your face by accident?
I mean, that sounds like a fantasy of yours, but no, that ain't never happened to
That's
me.
never happened to me either.
Amazing drop kick.
That's never
From
happened to
the
me
ama-
again. I mean,
Again.
All right, I'll let you guys call the fucking match, okay?
Wow. I just threw a subject out saying jump.
I don't mean to keep talking over you guys. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yeah, I'll even shut off my microphone. There we go.
Oh, ducks the line.
Oh, went for a hip toss, but got turned into an arm drag. Nice bridge.
I think those socks are doing it justice right there. I mean, those Cholo socks are.
Oh, and look who started tuning in as soon as he realizes his match was on. Well, thanks, Mr.
Notification
Junior
is
Cholo. He was like, someone let me know when my match is on, and I'll tune in.
Am I getting paid for this?
Let me take a moment to mention Lil Cholo is also teaching his lucha styling wrestling, lucha style wrestling here at the De La O Jiu-Jitsu Training Center, Friday nights at 8 p.m. That's Friday nights at 8 p.m. Contact Lil Cholo for more details.
At least 7, I hear from the crowd.
Now you go ahead and drop your mic.
He's like, I'm gonna start kicking people out a little bit, dude.
There you go. Right at us. Goddamn, get out of the way.
Tope,
Oh, Jesus.
Is that the,
I think so.
That was a
Pretty
topic
sure.
on Hilo,
Yeah.
I believe.
yeah, one of them too.
Head over heels. That's why it's Hilo.
Oh,
Head
okay.
over. Pretty sure.
Amazing.
So
junior.
the
middle
one
rope.
through the
I
middle.
think so.
Got it. Yep. Learning Spanish today, people.
I mean, I love the fans. You have a guy out there with his baby right in the far, say, left-hand corner, right-hand corner over there. The baby watching, enjoying the match. It's freaking awesome. This is a family show.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, that's always been our motto. We don't ever say people don't bring your kids.
No, OCCW prides itself in being family entertainment.
Well, we do, just not in front of the kids.
Match going to the outside. I don't know if Alan's counting. Oh, there he starts counting.
That shirt's kind of nice for the official.
Yeah, that's why he never gave it back.
We talked about that last week.
Spear into the corner.
Was that a spear into the corner?
That's what that looked like. Almost cut him in half.
Right? No huevos rancheros. I don't know. That's John. He has his mic on.
El Panzón.
There you go.
Canazo de pan.
Oh, nice standing moonsault.
Standing moonsault. And only a 2 count for Amazing Junior's troubles.
Another match, another move I used to be able to do.
Junior trying to get the crowd behind him. The crowd was behind both these guys because they were both amazing.
I mean, it was a fantastic match. So you really, either way you go, you're getting entertained.
Oh! Cholo battling back.
And these guys are no strangers to one another.
Oh my goodness. The sound of the
Faced each other many times. Actually used to train together.
Oh, well time forearm by Amazing Junior.
Oh,
Oh,
Right in the face.
Puts him out once again out of the ring.
You ever hear the expression, the higher the socks, the downer the foo? Lil Cholo's the downest foo I've ever seen in my life.
The higher the socks, the down. I don't think I have ever heard
No,
that.
never. I know.
No, that's
Higher
pretty
socks,
cool.
the downer
I think
the
that's in Bartlett's quotation somewhere. Yeah.
foo. Lil Cholo's a sick ass foo. You ask him what time it is? Modelo time.
always.
Well, actually, right now it's Corona time.
Oh, no, you're supposed to avoid that. Modelo.
I'd rather.
Thanks, I'm here all
go
week.
Sickies.
No, you missed it. Somebody shut off his mic.
Somebody shut his mic off.
Oh, and Junior having a little seat. How nice.
Why is it always the Superman spear? How come they never like the Green Lantern spear?
Right, like
you
there
know,
are so
human
many other-
flies.
Well, because Green Lantern doesn't
Lantern-
fly with the
Yeah,
same
wait,
alacrity as.
Yeah, was that really a-
Green Lantern kind of, kind of like. Whereas Superman is faster than a speeding bullet.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so Cholo just broke the count by sticking his head in the ring. Would that actually consider a?
I mean,
Oh,
that was it was an attempt to get back in the ring.
Yeah, I think that counts.
I think as long as you get a body part under the ropes, you broke it. You're done.
It counts.
I don't know if I would be so forgiving when I was roughing, but
Well, Blaze, up thrust by Amazing Junior.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Junior Cholo just put out Lucha Homies
Double tap.
class
Whoa.
every Friday.
I'm gone cross-eyed.
Lucha
Nice
Libre
power slam.
and Pro
Hold on,
Wrestling.
hold on.
could do
Okay, let me explain to you guys how this works. One person talks at a time. All right, one person at a time. All right, let's try this again. Go ahead.
Once again,
Once again,
Oh, no.
he said one, and I started. I started first.
you know I did that just to.
Go ahead.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Junior Cholo just put out for everyone who is interested in professional wrestling, Lucha Homies class every Friday night. lucha libre, pro wrestling training, open to beginners and active wrestlers. So it doesn't matter what level you are, you can go every Friday night and just DM him for more information, and he'll get you set up. It's a hell of a class. I couldn't keep up, but it's a hell of a class.
No, for a match.
Okay. Oh, can we see a face rush?
Is he gonna do it?
No, I don't think
That's pretty much the opposite of any kind of yummy.
I don't know. He's gonna be tasting it.
That's what it looks like. Yeah.
That's called the chancla. Drop kick face wash.
He's got a lot of soul.
Go for the count.
Hey, do you remember when the podcast always used to end with people fighting?
Yeah, should we do that?
Well, we had the fighting in the middle this time.
Yeah.
I think there was the uncomfortable pull apart somewhere in the middle.
There was a lot of tension back then. I think we worked it out, you know?
I think for the most part, we're all on the same page.
Azrael and I had our piece, and BA and I had our piece, and they had their piece, and now we're all peaceful.
Right? We're doing good.
Yeah. But things are not going to be peaceful here. Someone is going down hard, and it's
See, you guys come on Friday, you get to learn how to take that.
No! How did he kick out of that? He let it right on his neck.
He's a cholo. Come on.
Put the. Look how high those socks are. He's as down can get. And he is still down.
Down cholos, necks aren't sensitive.
Pin him. Now's the pin him again. Now's the time.
I don't know what that means, but it's awful funny.
I'm saying anyone with a neck can get
Amazing Junior.
choked out.
He shows his toughness, though, getting right back up from that. Oh!
Good night.
Oh!
That was
Right on.
Please tell me you're not teaching that on Fridays. That's how you end someone's career, and yet he still
Junior?
has the wherewithal to kick out.
Need to live to fight another day. Stay down, man. Stay down.
That's the power of frijoles.
Get
I
up,
guess
Junior. Come on, you can do this.
It's warm in here. I think I'm gonna free my whole lace in a minute.
Free your whole.
Yeah, I'm wearing too much.
Oh.
Strip down a little bit.
Good old slap in the face.
Oh! Took a kick straight to the mouth.
Nice. I never really seen that before. That was cool.
What's the name of that, Danny?
I'd have to ask him. Pretty sure he's the only one I've ever seen.
I think it started. I think it was started with quesadilla, if my memory serves me. I believe so.
Quesadilla? Yeah.
Well, it was a quesadilla, but it
guys
was
are always
reversed into a
hungry.
That
flat.
looked delicious there.
I'm trying to remember my working with Cholo and some of the other luchadors. Cutter.
Yeah, I took one of those before. Don't feel very good.
That'll do
Oh, no.
But
With the win.
myself and Azrael hold a win over the Lucha Homies. So if you ever want to come to our class on Wednesdays and Saturdays,
You look like Al Bundy. 4 touchdowns in one game.
Wednesdays at
pretty
7 o'clock,
sexy
Saturdays
version
at
of Al
1:30.
Okay, yeah, let's talk a little bit. Let's talk about your classes. All right, now, if I am a brand new wrestling student, I just absolutely adore the Young Bucks. I see them every Monday night. I want to be a wrestler like the Young Bucks. Can you train me to be the next Young Bucks?
Why?
Talk about
No,
that.
I want a
I'd rather
good
train
wrestler.
people to be the first them than the next anybody else.
Perfect answer. Now, when and where can I go?
Wednesday at 7, Saturday at 1:30. This Saturday we have the GCF show, so the ring's going to be occupied with that, but every Saturday after that until something else happens.
The address is 8381 Catella Avenue, Unit J. That isn't beautiful. As you can see, uptown Stanton, Orange County's home of the homeless. And, not really selling it really good, but we're okay. We have kind of an island in the sea of pus.
We're the safe haven.
Yes. So come by. Yeah, and so, that said,
Don't go to any of the food places off of Beach and Ball, though.
Don't go to any fast food there. You're just going to get the big old, soft jerk. Soft jerk. You know what a soft jerk is?
I never paid for that before.
You've never been paid for it before?
Adventure City.
One last thing before we go. Our last week we had announced that Yankee Doodle Damage was going to be July 11th. That date has changed. It will be the final Saturday of July, which, if I am not mistaken,
Go ahead.
probably.
Okay.
Go ahead. Keep talking. I'm just writing notes for you.
25th of my math's correct.
Oh, okay. Wait, and I am also told that we have one more visitor, so I'm going to dismiss one of you. Any one of you can go.
I'm out.
Okay.
Well, that was easy.
There's the smartest man in the room.
He's the smartest man in the room. Ordinarily I'd be impressed by that statement, the smartest man in the room. Ladies and gentlemen, as we've mentioned before, and if we could get that graphic up one more time, Separation Anxiety is this Saturday at Gold Coast Federation's home, GCF's first pay-per-view, I guess is what you would call it, streaming pay-per-view.
Live stream.
Live stream. $3. Is it $3?
$3.
$3 whole dollars, right? Or basically, what it takes. I don't know. Someone make a quick fast food reference. I don't.
That's 6 tacos at Jack in the Box.
Six
Jocko the
tacos
Mile.
at Jocko the Box. All right. And what about?
Why would you automatically go to Popeyes?
Because I said that.
How do you know that I don't go eat at Farmer Boys? Why you got to automatically go to
Nobody
Popeyes?
eats at Farmer Boys. Well, except Joey.
Yeah, well, Joey eats
because
anywhere
you know why
that's
no one
willing
eats
to
at
serve
Farmer
him.
Boys? Because Joey's always there eating all the food. All right, ladies and gentlemen, one of my longest tenured Orange County Championship wrestlers, right? Who is now the UV champion at GCF.
God.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the esteemed Helmut.
Why?
Why? Because he has something to say.
From the gutters of
Yeah, he's wearing his
SoCal.
mask, so you have my respect.
See, he shows you how much he cares about your respect.
So now you're just gonna breathe,
want to
just gonna breathe on it.
Do you want to just
We're fine.
Do you want to keep it
You,
civil?
you sit down. I'm not gonna do nothing to you. I'm not gonna do nothing.
Yeah, you lucky you on that side.
There's things called laws, by the way. People are like, why don't you just fight him when you see him on the street? Because we're trying to not go to jail.
Right,
If
there's
you're
no
gonna-
contract
Try not
signed.
to
If I
Jail, you've been there
sign
for a little
on the
while.
contract for a fight with the man, I will see you there, my friend. But just on the street, there's laws.
Laws. For once, you're actually going to follow those, huh?
But we have waivers.
In this sense, it works out for me.
We have waivers. Yeah.
Well, thank
Neko.
you.
So if anyone wants to rethink anything.
Thank you
We got
very much,
wafers. I love
Mr.
wafers.
Neko
All
waivers.
right.
Hello,
I'm
for
sorry,
having me
I
on.
digress.
I appreciate it.
Helmut, it's good to have you. I know you don't get
Is
along
it?
with everybody here, and Lord knows not everybody gets along with me, but for some reason, you and I have always been able to see things eye to eye. Or
Yeah.
we get along. Talk to us about this weekend. Are you indeed included in this show?
I heard yesterday on the GCF podcast, was that Mats and Marks?
Yeah.
Live every Tuesday night, that all the champions are contractually obligated to be there. Divine Intervention was never told anything about this. Mr. Flores is trying to rush back into town. So, yeah, we're going to be there. We're not too happy. We're not too thrilled. Mr. Saint, Mr. Wallace, if you want me to defend my belt, no problem. Just keep in mind, a lot of these guys in the ring, myself included, haven't been, in the ring for how many months?
Let that be a lesson to you boys, right? Make sure you read the contract before you sign them. You don't want another whole Paul Giamatti easy.
Well,
thing going
I
on.
mean, we already knew. Have we ever left you high and dry with the
Not
tag team
a
titles?
single time.
So we understand that there's a responsibility when you're a champion to show up to your promotion's shows. So when you don't know what's going on with your promotion shows, whose fault is that? Is that the promoter's fault? Or is that the champion's fault that's sitting there having his little heyday and throwing his feet up and relaxing and not worrying about wrestling?
Remember, he's a guest. Let's not take him too hard to task.
Mr. B.A., I mean...
Can I help you?
Is it not the promoter's job to also notify the talent, hey, guess what? We're having a show. You need to be there.
If you've watched podcasts, you would know that they announced this show a while ago.
I gotta
So
side
now-
with Helmets on this one because if you don't show up and I say, whoa, we talked about it on the podcast, I put it on my Facebook page, I have it all over my Instagram, that is not good enough. BA probably needs to hear from me. Azrael needs to hear from me. So I'm going to have to go with him on that one. Come on.
But that's beside
I just don't like him. He's a scumbag, so I'm not siding with him.
All right, I wasn't gonna do this.
No.
What?
You want me to do what?
No. See, Flores and I have not forgotten that you two kind of stole a victory.
No.
You shut your mouth. You've been talking.
Let
You've
the
been
man talk.
bloviating. I'm the guest.
Bloviating.
Let me speak.
Someone's got a thesaurus.
That was the word of the day on the calendar.
Let the man talk. Sorry.
right.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
No, I just, you can't control him. It's all right. You can't control either one of them. I'm actually very surprised
grown-ass
you're being
man.
as civil
Nobody
as you are.
controls
Thank you.
I'm waiting for you
I
to talk.
appreciate that.
I want to
Thank
know
you.
what you have to say. You have a history of getting involved in my business. Don't be getting involved in my business on Saturday. You keep to your side. I'm gonna do me and him. We have Drew Masters and Macho Camacho, and that's our match. And you go ahead and keep on your side, and we're gonna do our thing over here.
So GCF's last show, you stole a victory from Mr. Freddie Flores and myself. You shut your mouth. You stole a victory from us. You took away our ability to become the first ever GCF Tag Team Champions. Now, Flores and I have been watching you separate for most of that time. Now we're back to being the true and only divine intervention. There is no other. Get it straight. Now, we beat your asses the last OCCW show. We're kind of on an even scale. Now, we are also tired of you two representing OCCW. Flores and I feel that there needs to be a real, legitimate tag team running the OCCW tag team division. And what we want to do is we don't want to go to our normal tactics of we fight, we don't do it in the ring. No. See, we want to prove to everyone that we're one of the best effing tag teams in SoCal. Hands down. Hands effing down. The only way to do that is to beat the best in any promotion we're in. Right now in OCCW, even though we disagree, you two are considered the best. You two have been holding those belts for a long ass time. Maybe since the last time you and I had those belts.
We have been tag team champions before.
So, my whole thing is, we're going to do this again, BA. We're going to go ahead and we're going to let you know that we're still knocking on that door. Might be behind your back, might be to your face, but we're going to settle it in the ring, unlike a lot of people out there.
I look forward to that. We've never ducked anybody. You all talk about like, we don't represent OCCW well. I've been toe-to-toe with Othello. I've been toe-to-toe with Mikey O'Shea. I've been toe-to-toe with all of these people that are 300 pounds, 7 feet tall, 6.5 feet tall. I've been toe-to-toe with you. We caned each other half to death in the
I've been
American
told it.
Legion post.
He even came up against the boss. You and I.
We
threw
did
hands
been in
the
a
ring.
fight.
Sure. So
I'll
that's
fight anybody, anywhere, anytime.
The reason why I'm getting to that is you so simply put it, BA, that you guys hold a victory over the Lucha homies. I remember watching that match, and I remember seeing luck happen more than once during that match for you two, because rightfully so, the Lucha homies should have walked all over you two.
All right.
We took the first fall in like 30 seconds. Whose fault is that?
All I'm saying is, Divine Intervention is going to take you to another level. If you guys want to keep the belts, BA, I suggest you really start hitting that cardio, sir. Mr. Azrael, I don't need to really worry about you.
I don't get
But
ready. I
step your
stay
game
ready.
up.
I'm here for you.
Flores
All right,
and I
all right.
are biting at the chomp to get our hands on you.
chomping at the bit.
Whatever.
Sorry.
Whether it's
I knew you were gonna do that, too.
OCCW
I was like,
or whether
he'll
it's
correct him.
GCF.
Okay, look. Let's not put the cart in front of the horse. That sounds like a fantastic matchup, and we'll see how things shake out there.
No. We still have that number one contendership. We rightfully so beat them at the last show. Therefore, we are the number one contenders at some point.
Okay, but okay, you're right.
I'm just trying to get the facts out there. Look, we have a mission. Whether it's GCF or OCCW, we're going to keep to that mission. Flores and I are the co-holders of this belt since there's no tag team titles
So,
yet.
are you going to be there this weekend?
I already said I'm contractually obligated. I had to find out on an effing podcast. Well, you're not paying it. You know.
Hey, no.
I'm tired of being disrespected.
Wait, no,
by
no.
You,
No.
by him, the bloviator, by you.
The bloviator.
Saturday night, Saturday at 4:30, $3.
Can you pull
It's
that
not
up?
too hard.
Well, that was going to be my next question.
GCF.
Okay. Once
I'm
again,
gonna be there.
that's
You
$3.
better be there.
That's
I'm gonna be
$3.
there. Don't worry about that.
That's $3. I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna get one for each screen in my house. It's gonna cost me $9. I'm gonna be able to watch it in the bathroom, in the kitchen, in my bedroom, in your mom's bedroom. Right? It's gonna be perfect. All right, that's separation anxiety.
Disrespect.
di-
Nothing but disrespect.
I guess not.
All of that.
Ladies and gentlemen, this will bring an end to our show. I want to thank you all. I want to thank you all for tuning in. We know you have. We know you have several.
Oh, you gonna slam doors? What bills do you pay that you just be slamming doors in here?
I mean, no, but it's nothing but sheer. He talks about disrespect, but he comes in here and he acts like he owns the place.
Where's he going?
I'm gonna go handle this right now. You know what? Look,
Where's he going?
I'm gonna find him before he gets to his car.
Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you for tuning in to the Royal Ramble, OCCW's flagship show on the championship station. We want to wish you a happy good night, and may you take all of your bumps in the ring.
Who's fighting? I'm ready